Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us for another episode of GSC's Girl Pod. It's me. Hello, I'm Candy, and I am joined by the wonderful Britt and V today. Britt, how you doing today?
I'm awake.
Awake
Hey.
is good. Awake,
It is,
alive.
yeah. If it was a normal day, I'd be rolling over for at least another hour of sleep.
Fair.
Not gonna lie. It's
Th-
very cold here, and
mhm.
that the place I want to be is under covers.
That's
So,
that's valid.
but the love from you guys keeps me warm, so that's why I'm awake.
All the hearts. What about you, V? I know it's a little bit later for you where you are.
Yeah, it is just gone 1:30 in the afternoon. So I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat after this because I've not actually eaten anything. So I'm like, oh, I'm excited to get food. Do I walk the 3 minutes from my home to McDonald's and just buy myself a McDonald's, or do I actually cook food? We'll see how long the girl pod lasts and how hungry I am by the end of it.
I mean, now you have me thinking about McDonald's. So current me at 8:30 in the morning is telling you, yes, you should get McDonald's. McDonald's sounds
Yeah.
They
great.
have the they have the secret menu on in the UK at the moment. So they have
Ooh.
like weird little combos of things, and I really want to try the chicken cheeseburger. It's just like a chicken sandwich patty
Hmm.
like on a McDonald's cheeseburger. The cheeseburger's still there, and I'm like, I kind of want to eat that. I
I
kind of want
think
to
you
eat that
should.
and like 9 chicken nuggets and a chocolate milkshake.
9 chicken nuggies, they only sell them in 9s there?
No, they go up to 20. They go up to 20. You can get
Okay, I
20
was gonna
chicken
say,
nuggets.
like,
Like,
we do them in, like, sets of, I feel
It's
like
like
5s and
six.
10s.
It's like 6,
Oh,
10, and
yeah,
20.
6.
yeah,
Yeah.
we do 6, 9, and 20. They do a
Interesting.
share box. Wait, do
9?
you guys have chicken selects? Or
Yes.
is this a
Um,
okay?
We do
Probably.
have them. They kind of come and go, but right now we seem to have them right now.
Oh, so they're a permanent fixture in the UK, and they've started to do a chicken selects and nuggie share box. So
Ooh.
you get like 10 nuggies and 5 chicken selects in a big box with dips, and I'm like, that could also be a goer
Let me
with a
tell
little
you, the
chocolate milkshake.
shareable, if you get the app, the shareables is, like, the most affordable option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I understand my child would like a Happy Meal, but, like, she just wants the nuggies, like,
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of
Don't we
10,
all
the
just want the
toy is,
nuggies?
like, mid or a
Mm,
repeat toy, and I'm
Yep.
like, "Can we just get a huge shareable box? It's just cheaper in the long run."
yeah.
I
I
miss
have
the
the
days
So
they
app.
had good toys.
Sometimes they have
oh, yeah.
like Pokemon related things that people go
Sometimes.
crazy
Oh,
for.
well, they had like the Pokemon cards, right?
Mhm.
That was like the thing they had for
I
a bit.
Back in the day, they had some good ones, and I swear, I had a grandparent that would, like, drive me around to sometimes some of these places and just, like when Beanie Babies were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
it was Burger
it's
King in the UK had like gold plated Pokemon cards that were like
I
in a
Oh,
have
Pokeball.
so I
And
have them.
yeah, yeah.
I have them. They
They're
are in
probably worth a
storage.
fortune. Like,
Oh, yeah, they're worth a lot, and I'm gonna pay for my child's college with them.
yeah.
At least that's my goal, but, like, I have them in their original wrapping at my parents' house put away, and I'm like, yeah,
God
yep.
someone will
bless your
pay for it.
parents. My mum threw away those and all of my actual Pokemon cards. I was
Really?
like,
No.
I could have paid off my mortgage with that Charizard. What are you doing, women? Like, she threw them away. And my
Uh,
Super Nintendo. I'll never forgive her for the Super Nintendo, actually.
oh,
Like,
no.
Mm.
I was like, I
Oh,
pretend that we're fine and everything's okay, and I forgive her for it, but I don't. Every time I leave her house, I'm like, dead to me. Like,
my
Oh
dad still
no.
plays his Super Nintendo
Nice.
almost every night after
that's
dinner.
sweet. I
He
love
plays
that.
Tech Mobile.
Oh wow,
I
that's
think
that's a
maybe we've had this conversation before,
Mhm.
but my
yeah.
dad, like, that's his thing. He got it fixed up. Like, he took it to a place, they cleaned it up, they cleaned it out, and, like, that's what he does is he plays Tech Mobile.
I love that though. I love that. That's so great. People need more hobbies like that and just
Yeah.
keep enjoying them. I love that.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't play games like he used to, but um every once in a while he like asks me about games and I'm like, "Why don't you just play some?" Like they have I think right now they might only have a Switch in the house, which my
Mhm.
sister it was supposed to be for her, but I don't think she uses it that often either. I'm like, you can get some games on there, Dad. You can play some games. We could play some games together." But
Mm.
Does it
he doesn't as
don't
much.
they have, like, the original Nintendo stuff on there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some of the old games, like Dr. Mario and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Super Mario
Uh,
Bros. 3, the best
Every
yeah.
platformer ever made
Every once in a while, I
to
boot
this
up, like,
day.
Super Mario Brothers on there and give it a shot, and then I'm like, "How did I get so far when I was younger?" I mean, I say this a lot about the games that I played when I was younger. I'm like, "How did I do this?"
It's 'cause it was the only game that you had.
I think s you know, I will say, thankfully, my parents went into debt, but those weren't the only games I had, but yet those are the only ones that, like, kept my attention, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, where I grew up until I was, like, 12, 13. uh, wasn't the best of areas. So to keep me home, my parents would just buy video games and they'd be like, "You don't need to be out doing things. Here's a video game." Right? Which maybe all that time as a child being inside is why I'm more extroverted as an adult because I'm like, I didn't get that time when I was younger. Um, but but
I
so
wanna go
I
outside.
always had yeah, it's like I want to everybody else is outside. No, like, all right, I'll just sit here with this video game. That's cool. But like I like I always had games, but sometimes when I play some of these, I'm like, mm-mm. Mega Man, like the Mega Man games, forget it. Nope. Nope. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Uh, why am I so bad?" Every once in a while, I want to boot one up and prove that I can do it, but then I remember
Mm.
how painful it is. I was playing Sonic Mania, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm not good at
Sonic is the
this."
one for me that I don't understand how I played it well as a child. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening?" Like I was so bad at this.
Yes. I'm like, "What did I do? Like, what how? How?" I was, like, trying to get around I forget what I got up to, the other day when I was playing, and I was just like, "I don't know what I'm doing anymore." I was like, "I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I keep drowning. I keep doing this." I was like, "Poor Sonic keeps dying. Tails is watching Sonic die every time." Like and I was like, "You know what? This this was young me. I'll just play Sonic Racing now instead." And then I won't even play as Sonic. I'll play as Joker, because why not? Like, that's what I've done. And I know that there's supposed to be some Sonic Racing, played in the Discord today. So maybe if I have some time, I'll jump in there. But if you are also looking to play games with people, you can join the Discord because we have people setting up game days in there. But before you do that, make sure you subscribe to this channel to get the weekly news podcast and be part of everything. Check out some of the other shows that are on here, like the weekly news podcast and some specials. I know Dara's working on some stuff with some other writers and editors for Gamer Social Club, so there should be something coming up in a few weeks. And then make sure that you check out the website, gamersocialclub.ca, which is the site that we write for. There's editorials, guides, news, reviews written for gamers, by gamers, a bunch of professional, non professionals. And we have the review editor here. So she makes sure that we write our reviews very well and that we finish the game and that you are getting unbiased opinions because she'd probably cut us if we put like if we said something that was like incorrect. She'd be like, "Are you
Well,
following the protocol? Did you finish the
re-
game?"
reviews are inherently subjective, so they're not going to be fully unbiased because it's about how you felt about the
How you
game and
felt, yeah. They
what
won't be
the
paid for.
experiences and what emotions the
Mhm.
game made you feel. So if you disagree with any of our reviews, then maybe that game's just not going to vibe for you.
Mhm.
So and it
Mhm.
is completely okay to say, that's not for me. We don't have to trash things all the time, as people seem to do in the age of social media. You can just say, probably not my vibe, and then move
What?
on with your life. Like,
You can do that? No way. No, yeah, it will be unbiased in the fact that we are giving our honest opinion and not,
Yeah, no
like,
one
a
pays us
paid
to do
opinion.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I there's times where we buy the game ourselves and then write a review, so it's not like, it's not the,
Yep.
"Hey, you got this review, so you're gonna say something nice about it, right?" No, no. There have been games that I've been excited for that I've said some not so great things about, which has been depressing. But c'est la vie. That's what happens because we are gonna be totally honest with you, and you can read all of those there. So make sure you do that, and the link will also be in the description down below. No matter where you're watching or listening to this, whether it's Spotify or YouTube, you will have the link, so you can't say you didn't know how to find all of our news and reviews. So that's our intro. Because I'm gonna try to remember to make sure that our intro is on every episode. Uh, but as we do on every episode of Girl Pod, we talk about what we are drinking. So I'm gonna start us off because it's boring. I'm just drinking a regular old coffee because it is 8:30 in the morning. Um, and the creamer that is in it is a Twix flavored creamer. It doesn't
Um,
actually taste like Twix. It
mm.
tastes sort of caramelly, but it's not like a strong flavor, but it's definitely not Twix. It's
I don't
fine.
ever feel like creamers are what they say they are.
I've had some that are very good. There was a Cinnabon flavored one. So good. Tasted like a Cinnabon, so like a cinnamon roll in the icing. Um, if you get like the basic French vanilla, whatever, like those are pretty good, but we try to switch it up. This Twix one is just not Twix. I don't quite know what it is, but it's not even like, "Oh, I just jammed a whole Twix in my mouth." No, but it's fine.
I
It
love a
does add the
Twix.
It's like
sweetness.
Twix.
Yeah. You know what it
I've
is?
not had
It's
Twix
the
in ages.
it's the mythical center Twix that doesn't exist, like, Twix for I don't know if they did the same thing over by UV for a long time. They had, like, "This is a left Twix, and this is a right Twix," and I don't know why they decided that was the marketing they had to go with. So, somewhere missing is, like, a center Twix, right? And I feel like that is what this creamer is. It's this mystical center Twix that doesn't actually taste like Twix and doesn't taste like anything really, and that's why it never makes it into the packaging because it's just not quite as good as the left and right Twix.
I don't know if we had that as a marketing campaign here. Surely that would. It's called
It's
Twix because
just
there's two, right?
I mean, you
yeah.
think so, but then sometimes you get these packages where it's like double package and there's 4 of them, and it's like, well, now you have
I don't
2
think we
left
have
and 2
those.
right. Well, because we're like the country of obesity, so we have lots of lots of junk
I would
food packed into things.
rattle a 4-bar Twix. I love a Twix. I've not had one in years, but now all I want is a Twix. As soon as you said it, I was like, God damn, when was the last time I ate a Twix?
So we'll
Especially
we'll
out of the
send you a care
supermarket.
package.
I'll go on my way back. I'll go to the supermarket, buy a Twix, and then go via McDonald's. They're in the same like walking path. I could go big packet of Twixes. They used to do Twix McFlurries in McDonald's. Why are they not doing that anymore in McDonald's? What is wrong with
You
you?
could
They
Like,
buy a
switched them out.
McFlurry and make your own.
Not the
that's true.
same.
I could buy I could buy a caramel sundae
Mhm.
and then chop a bit of Twix in it and put them in
Could.
because then it's double caramel and Twix. I could do that.
You
These are
could.
good. These are good ideas.
But it's never the same when you have to make it yourself versus somebody else making it. And I mean, this is not just me like making shit up. I know there are like psychological studies that like you could make the same meal as somebody else, but your brain will trick you into thinking the meal from somebody else is actually better just because they made it
Oh
for you.
yeah,
I
100%.
feel like it's the same
I
thing with
feel like
like
there's love in it. I put hate and rage and wrath in mine, so that's why it doesn't taste as good.
Yeah.
see? It's just I don't know. Something about getting a McFlurry or a sundae that they made. And I'm like, I know I used to work at a McDonald's. I know I could make this. However, still not quite as good.
It might not
Yeah.
be quite as good, but it's still going to be better than not putting bits of Twix in a
That's
caramel
true.
sundae. Like,
That's true. That's true.
like.
You do that. You let us know. You let us know how it goes. Let us know
Okay.
if it's as good. It won't be
You
like
gotta put it
the
in the
whole
fridge
mix though.
first. So you gotta
Yep.
put the Twix in the fridge first,
Make it
so it, like,
cold.
solidifies the caramel a little bit. So when you
Mhm.
take, like, a knife to it, the the caramel isn't, like,
Like, all, like
going
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah.
super
Yeah.
stringy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'll do some experiments over the weekend. How
Okay.
many Twix McFlurry experiments can I do over the
I don't
weekend
know.
before it becomes not
You just
healthy to
walk out with,
be
like,
eating
a
this
case
food?
full of, like, Twix, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Listen, you have
Like,
to
why are
do
you
the
back buying more Twixes? Like, what is wrong with you?
because you have to find the right ratio. How many Twix to the sundae? Like, so you have to do, one where it's like, okay, I put 1 bar of Twix, then I do 2 bars of Twix, then I do, so you have to, like, work your way up.
Yeah, the most probably the weirdest thing is going to be the fact I'm going to have to keep walking back to McDonald's to buy more Sundays. They'd be like, "You've been in here like 4 times today. Like, just
"Shut up.
buying.
Don't worry about
Shut
it.
up.
Talk to me. Don't worry about
Do
it.
you
It's
want my
fine."
business or not?" As you throw, like,
Right.
a fiver on the counter.
Yeah.
Do you want my money? No, that's so true. Oh, now I want a sundae for McDonald's. Maybe I'll get McDonald's later. Before we're snowed in for a couple days, maybe we'll get McDonald's. But enough about me and my coffee that is a Twix but not Twix. What are you drinking, V?
So I have a non-alcoholic because I know it was very early in the morning for you guys, and I figured you would not want to put up with me getting steadily more drunk. But also sometimes it's nice to just have a little non-alcoholic option, and I have a very nice bottle of sparkling Darjeeling tea,
Ooh.
um,
Oh,
which is
that's
very
not what I
fancy.
thought it was
That's not what
was.
I thought it was either.
Yeah, it looks
She's
like
like
it could have alcohol
non-alcoholic,
in
and
it.
she brings this bottle.
Yeah, my nice little champagne glass that is not a flute or actually a proper champagne glass. But yeah, it's super delicious. It's very refreshing. It's a single origin Saicho Darjeeling sparkling tea. Um, and I like trying uh, different non-alc options that feel a little bit fancy.
Mhm.
Especially
I don't
if you're
think I've
having people
ever
round and you
I
want
don't
to be
think I've
like,
ever had that, like a sparkling tea. What would
is
that,
that
like, be reminiscent of?
um
Kombucha?
I
No.
No.
There
Like
is a
a
bit of a
sparkling cider?
kombucha like to it. It's not very sweet,
Hmm.
so I don't actually think it's sweetened at all. Uh,
Like, I wonder if
So
I like, I'm
maybe
trying to think of what we have that's similar. That's the only reason why I think of, like,
yeah.
the sparkling ciders that I know, like, my
yeah,
friends will give their
it's
kids on New Year's so that they have
Mhm.
something sort of bubbly, like yeah.
no, it's not sweet. It doesn't actually have any sugar in it. It's got a little bit of white grape juice, I assume, to make it more wine-esque.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not really sweet at all. It's just very fragrant. You get
Hmm.
some of the mandarin and all that from the tea.
I feel like
Um,
I would really like that.
Mhm.
it feels really fancy. It feels probably too fancy for me to be drinking in my like Dark Souls shorts in the middle of the day. But it's like it's super fun. I think it would go really well if you had like people around,
Mhm.
and a nice charcuterie board, some cured meats,
Ooh,
some
now
cheeses.
you're speaking my language. All you have to
You're
say is shakuchi, and I'm
mm,
gone.
I love a charcuterie board. Love it.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
staple in our house.
it's
Nice.
the
Don't know what
perfect
to
dinner.
eat? Make a charcuterie board.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
absolutely.
I know I'm saying it wrong. I know
No,
I'm
I
saying it wrong.
I think you are
Charcuterie.
saying it the way that you want it to be heard. Listen,
Charcuterie.
who
That's a
doesn't
fun way
love a
to say
little bit of coochie?
Way down yonder in the Chattahoochee.
it.
See? I know it's not even 9 o'clock yet. Whatever, it's fine.
Oh, it's okay.
What are you talking about? It's the
You can have a
afternoon.
breakfast charcuterie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, whatever floats your boat. We're not gonna yuck any yums.
Yeah.
No,
Enjoy.
absolutely not.
However you get your proteins.
There you
We're not
go.
gonna we're not gonna complain.
Nope.
No.
And what are you
And you
drinking,
could
Britt?
Coffee.
Mm-mm-mm.
But but it is a Teddy Graham latte. So it is honey and
Mm.
brown sugar and cinnamon that
Ooh, that sounds
I
good.
brewed 2 shots of espresso over, and then I made cinnamon oat milk. So basically I
Nice.
just took oat milk and then put it in my steamer, added cinnamon, blah blah, and then we go.
Nice.
There we go.
I also
It's
Tastes
delicious.
delicious.
appreciate the Star Wars mug.
It is
Mm.
the largest mug I own.
Nice.
Largest mug I own.
I
So,
do have some bigger ones, but one of them is a Hufflepuff mug, which I am not a Hufflepuff. Uh, and the other ones would probably dox where Sean
oh yeah.
works. So
Hmm.
I was like, no, we won't use those.
Yep.
Little mug it is.
I'll send you both over a Sports Direct mug. I don't know if you've ever seen the memes about British Sports Direct mugs, but they're like massive. For some reason, everyone seems to own one. Like, I
Okay.
think you used to get them free or something out of Sports Direct, but you will find them frequently in offices. These huge, huge mugs that people just fill with tea and or
Oh my
coffee.
gosh. I feel like this is the size of what I have right now.
It
Is
could
it?
be.
Yeah. It's 20 ounces.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's what
It
those other ones
this
are.
I think that's what this is.
I don't think this one says.
I don't know, this is my soup mug and my coffee mug and my catch-all mug.
I mean, valid. If it fits everything, like I think that's worth it. Yeah, this is like the average
Just
size of our mugs. It said, but it doesn't. Oh well.
my partner doesn't drink hot coffee. He didn't even drink coffee until we started dating, and he started working at a coffee chain. It'll dox me if I say what coffee chain.
Fair.
Um,
So
um,
it's not a
but
Starbucks.
it's not a Starbucks. And it's not Dunkin'. Um, maybe it's not. Maybe it won't dox. It's not gonna dox me. It's Tim Hortons, which
Oh, there's
is
plenty of them all over. I think
yeah.
maybe like
There's
3-ish
one in
years ago.
Scotland. Well, there's lots
The
in Scotland, but
what?
Mm.
there's one in Sterling. Like, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I can
well,
get
it's a
delivery.
Canadian company.
I can get
Mhm.
like 40 10 bits just delivered straight to my house.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. Okay, so it's not gonna dox me, I guess. Um, so he used to be the baker, so he used to have to be there at like
Mm.
5 a.m. So
Mhm.
he started drinking iced coffee because it kept him awake, and now that's all he drinks is iced coffee.
No,
So
that's fair.
he
Yeah,
doesn't drink it. He never drinks it hot.
I feel like Tim Hortons has had quite an explosion like the last 3 to 5 years. Like
I will tell you it's shite. I'll use a V word, shite. Um, it depends on who. So in Canada, wonderful, brilliant. I'll drink it all day. In the US,
I've had
it's
some
burnt.
I've had some good
Ugh.
ones, I've had some real bad ones. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
It's
don't think
always
I've ever had
burnt,
a coffee
never good.
from Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
I've I've had occasionally. I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I do usually prefer it cold, but like right now it's cold, so I don't need cold drinks. Um, but like I've definitely had some there where but you know what? I feel like this happens at every coffee place. It really is the people who are
Oh,
paying
yeah.
attention to it because like even a I know a lot of people like their Dunkin', a lot of people like their Starbucks. I've definitely been to those places and I'm like, this coffee tastes burnt. And I absolutely hate when that happens at like a Dunkin' Donuts because I'm like,
Swamp water?
well, especially like, I mean, I haven't worked at a Dunkin' Donuts in many, many years, but I'm like, I know that there are ways to prevent it from tasting like this, right? And I know that you all have special pots so that it doesn't taste like this. So why does it taste like this? Like that means you
Because
literally have
they
been
don't care.
leaving they don't care. I'm like, you've been leaving this coffee in this thing for not like 20 minutes past its time, like hours past its time. Like, what are you doing? Make
Yeah,
me a fresh pot of
yeah.
coffee right now.
See, if I go to any type of chain, it's gotta be an iced coffee or I don't
Mm-hmm.
want it
Yeah.
because I don't like the chance of it being burnt is less.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I go to, like, my, like, regular Stomps,
Yeah,
like,
like your
the
mom and pop
small
coffee places.
yeah, and there's a lot of them. Uh, I always order, most of the time, as long as it's not 100 degrees out,
Mhm.
a hot coffee, just because I feel personally okay, like, I love me an iced coffee, don't get me wrong, but hot coffee is just I just feel like the flavor's there more, and
That's
it's
fair.
just
Yeah.
maybe it's because and I used to be an only iced girly. Like, it could be -10 and I was drinking an iced coffee, but, like, now as I'm getting older, I'm like, "This is a relaxing moment. I'm gonna relax and enjoy this warm cup of coffee." I don't know.
No, I agree. If I'm like in a Starbucks or we have like Costa and stuff over here, I generally wouldn't go to Starbucks. When we
Mhm.
were in uni, we did a thing in Starbucks coffee in the UK. I don't know if it's different in America. Has the least amount of caffeine than any other high street coffee, and I'm like, why am I paying for this? You're here to
Mhm.
do a job. Like, what are you
Mm,
doing?
yeah.
But I would get an iced coffee from a chain, but there's so many nice little coffee shops near me. So it's like if I'm having a
Yeah.
relaxing moment, I have a nice oat milk latte. I'm like, yeah.
Mm.
If I
Mm,
have somewhere to be, but I also would like a really nice coffee, I'm having a little macchiato. I'm having my
mm,
espresso with a little foam of milk on the
Nice.
top, and I'm like,
mm.
let's go. Like,
Um, See, the thing
nice.
is, I make a lot of my coffee at home
You do,
Mm.
just
yeah.
because just because I have a French press, an AeroPress, an espresso maker, a coffee, but like I have lots of avenues to like make good coffee at home. So why would I want to spend going somewhere else? So when I do spend the money, it's like I'm going to go somewhere where the money like it's a good latte. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
like if I'm on a road trip, like I'm going to pick Dunkin' over other places just because
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 I mean, it's not there's so many times it's been swamp water. That's what I'm gonna call it because, you know, I'll go to the same Dunkin' and it will be the most amazing coffee. I'm like, "Oh, whatever your name is, you know, 5 out of 10 out of 10 would come again." And then when I do come again and then they're like, "Here's your drink." And you're like, "It is not no.
Mhm.
No. Mm-mm. My
Yeah.
name is not Shrek. I don't want this swamp water," type of shit. So that's why I feel
Mhm.
like I'm so skeptical about chains. So
I think that's fair. I feel like at chains, you're supposed to have consistency, and the problem
mhm,
is
and it
that the
doesn't feel
consistency. Well, I feel like the problem is that the consistency is that it's at best, like, very mid. Like, it's at best, it's like,
mhm,
this is average, this is fine, this is not great. Like, because then the few times that you get
yeah,
something great, you're like, wow, like, I'm really impressed. But that is that 1 out of 10. 9 out of 10
mhm,
times, you're getting something that you're like, this may be drinkable, but it's not good. Right? And it's like, I don't want the consistency to be that it's just drinkable.
yeah.
You know, I know we keep bringing up McDonald's, and V's definitely gonna be heading to McDonald's after we finish this episode, but I feel like that is the one thing about McDonald's, whether it's their coffee or their food, like, it is always consistent. Maybe it's because it's so bad for you and it doesn't actually, like, degrade and just sit there, right? But, like, it is always consistent. I know what I'm getting when I go to a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Good, bad,
It
and
does
in
always taste the
between.
same. I will say I fucking hate McDonald's coffee. And
That's fair.
there is a gaslighting campaign in the UK where people try and pretend that it's good. People are like my sister, my dad sometimes says it to me, like just some people that you friends with, they walk
Mhm.
among us are like, "Oh, yeah, actually, McDonald's coffee is surprisingly good, and it is full blown burnt swamp water." And I'm like, "There's something wrong with you people. Stop trying to tell me that McDonald's does good coffee. You are lying. Like this is not acceptable behavior." Although they do have their secret menu, and I've just remembered they have an espresso milkshake on the secret menu at the moment, and I'm like,
Ooh.
"Oh damn, I could dip some fries in that. Like that could be a goer." Like,
I like
but
their
I assume they're just gonna
frappes.
put, like, espresso flavoring or something in it.
Yeah,
Like, "Their
probably.
coffee's so bad." And I'm like, "Stop telling me it's good, I don't believe you." Now I'm just questioning whether or not we can be friends. Stop
I
lying.
so I will say this. I feel like UK and like surrounding area McDonald's is way different than US McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Even like Japan and those places
Mhm.
too. Like people are like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, look at my burger," and they'll show it, and it looks like the picture.
Yep.
And you show like what you get in America, and you're like, "Who left their dog's food?" Like,
No, that's fair. That's fair. I
I'm a
remember,
big fan of going to McDonald's in different countries. It's one of
yes.
my, like, little, like, fun things whenever I'm in a different country, I'm like, "I wanna see what's on the McDonald's menu." I don't know why, but I'm
Mhm.
like, "I wanna see what they got."
Yeah. No, agreed. I mean, I went we were when we were in France, it's like, go to the McDonald's, and they have, like, macaroons. I'm like,
Beer.
"What?" I'm like, what is all this stuff that is on this
Yeah.
menu?" Like, but it was cool to see something, just different. Um, yeah, like, sorry. I almost feel like we're gonna have to pay for V's, like, McDonald's bill at this point.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I don't know how expensive people talk about McDonald's has gotten more expensive, but we still have the saver menu. You can still get a 99 pence cheeseburger or 99 pence hamburger. I think the cheeseburger's £1.19. But
Yeah,
you can still get relatively cheap food out of McDonald's in the UK also.
Mm-mm.
Mm,
especially if you have the
Nope.
app. If you have the app, you can save a good amount of money.
I do have the
Let's
app.
see. They still have the dollar menu. It's called the McValue menu. It's not
Yes, because it's
called
not a
the
dollar
dollar
anymore.
menu anymore. No.
Mhm.
You can buy one and add one for a
Yes.
dollar,
Mhm.
but the original value of said one depends.
On what you're getting. Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll say if you have
So
the
it's the
app, you earn points pretty quick. This is
yeah.
the
Uh,
hashtag not a sponsor, by the way.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just a bunch of
Um
McDonald's girlies, apparently.
yeah, if I usually do not even have to pay for my daughter's I haven't had to pay for the last of my daughter's like Happy Meals because it just use points.
Yep.
Free Happy Meal? Okay. Free Happy Meal? Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Because even if I was like, oh, she's not even home, like she won't be home until like after school, still buy it, pop it in the air fryer, kid's happy.
There you go. See,
So,
that's it. That's the secret to eating affordable yet probably not so good for you food in America. Get the app.
see, I feel like McDonald's is a treat in our house.
That's
We
fair.
maybe do it once a month. Um, and that's like usually 9 times out of 10, it's because we're on our way home from something and people are hungry.
Valid.
So,
So valid. I I could see that. But that's what we did on our last little road trip, which we were on the road for just longer than I like to be. Um, but you a McDonald's pit stop does wonders. But I know that you wouldn't take your fantasy guest to McDonald's, but
oh,
where would you take said fantasy guest if we could get them
oh.
to be on the podcast, and who are they?
Um, okay, so I would probably take my fantasy guest out for a delicious cup of coffee at my redacted coffee shop. Because they serve amazing sandwich, and I'm not going to tell you the name of the sandwich because you probably could look it up, but it is a bagel sandwich, um, with homemade hash browns,
Damn.
bacon, egg, cheese, and it is a two-person meal. It is the
Okay.
best. But I would take Ashley Birch with me. Um, Ashley Birch is known for her voice as Alloy from the Horizon series. She's in Last of Us,
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
Mel. Tiny Tina, a lot of people might know her for in the Borderlands
Mhm.
series. And Life is Strange, like we talked about last episode. She does the voice of Chloe.
Yes.
So this person's just very well rounded. Um, yeah. And then like we've got uh they were a writer on what were
On
we talking
the
about?
Legend of Vox
Fuck.
Machina.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
then Adventure Time.
Mhm.
So yeah. S-
What I
oh, and they were on Candela Obscura. Um
Uh-huh.
just some very, very cool stuff. Um Steven Universe. They're well faceted. And I just like their stuff. So yeah. I feel like they would be I feel like just talking about kind of how diverse they are in their kind of their work, like,
Mhm.
your hands are in so many buckets, like,
Yeah.
Yep.
"What got you here? How did you get here?"
Mhm.
Like, I feel like Vox Machina is kind of Steven Universe and Adventure Time esque. So I feel like those are kind of in the same realm. But how do you go from doing
Doing some
Chloe
directing too.
to yeah, like just all over the place? You got Alloy's voice, Chloe's
Mhm.
voice, and then Tiny Tina, which none of them are even remotely in the same type of game types
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's
so.
true. It's also like it's also interesting to be like, okay, so you went from because she was, like you mentioned, Candela Obscura. So it's like, okay, so you've done some of that, with that she's done some critical role one shots, um, guest role for campaign two, right? So okay, so you've done some of these like things. How do you translate all of that into then when you're writing The Legend of Vox
Mhm,
Machina? Because you're taking those campaigns and streamlining them essentially for
mhm,
the average audience, who
mhm,
maybe isn't gonna play D&D or listen to people play D&D, but will enjoy a fantasy story sort of set
mhm.
in that universe, right? So thinking about how you do that and how you take characters that colleagues and or friends, right? I'm not gonna pretend to know how close to them they all are. Um, how do you do that in a way that feels respectful to the initial story that they
Yeah,
told? Right? Because obviously there's things that are cut out, things that have been shifted around for some of these things. And I only know this from friends who have actually listened to the hundreds of hours of Critical Role, right? Because I'm like, I'm never listening to it. I can't do that. Um, and occasionally be like, oh my God, this was cut out and I wish they did this, or like I'm glad they cut I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So things were streamlined. But so I feel like that's really interesting. I think it'd be interesting to hear the jump into voice acting, because from what I'm seeing at a very quick glance, it's not like some of the people that we've talked about have been doing this for a very, very long time, right? Ashley Birch has been doing it less than 20 years. Um,
Yeah, I think
s-
her first role was Tiny Tina.
mhm,
Like, like, yeah,
yeah,
it says I'm reading here. Like her brother was a writer for
mhm.
Borderlands, and he suggested that she try out or audition as the for the role of Tiny Tina, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, this is fun. Like I'm going to keep doing that," which I think is really cool.
mhm,
Like, yeah,
Yeah, and it was just also a lot of like sketch comedy things that they were doing that also got them some notoriety, I guess, because it's like live action starting in 2008. Um,
mm,
but then like the first role is 2012, right? So it's like, yeah, you were doing things and putting yourself out there, but not in a voice acting way. So then what was that shift like,
yeah,
right? Because that in itself could be very different from being on camera and doing sketch comedy to then having to just translate things with your voice, right? And some people are very good at it. And you see when they get actors to dub things over and to, you know, be voice actors for things, and you can see the ones that are great. And then, sometimes you hear a big name actor who does a voice in something and you're like, "Oh, I don't know that this is really like what you should
your
be
forte.
doing." Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Why do
that's
all your
fine.
characters sound the same?
Yeah,
Live action or voice acted?
right. So I think that's also something that's interesting. So it's like, tell me about that leap, tell me about that jump, right? Tell me about, and then why do you take on the roles that you take on? Because looking at some of her roles, there were years that she did quite a bit, and then the last couple of years not so much, which is fine. I'm sure that you know she's busy with other things, but then what makes those roles the ones that you want to take on, right?
Mhm,
Like 2024, she voiced Alloy again in Lego Horizon Adventures. That makes sense. Fine,
mhm,
right? Last year, as far as like voice acting in games, the only thing she's credited for is Zoe in Date Everything, right? So, what
mhm.
is it about Zoe that made you want to do this role? Or was this just like, Robbie Damon called you up and was like, hey, you know how we did these one shots? Like, and we did these other things. Like, you wanna just voice in this thing for us real quick?
Mm,
Like, I don't know what the conversation was like. Um, but so then it's like, why those things? Um, so I think that would be really interesting because some of the stuff she's gone back to, but beyond that, it's like, okay, like,
mhm,
what made you take this new role? Um, and I was trying to see, but I don't see anything on Wikipedia yet. But I believe, is she coming back to do the voice of Chloe again? Because as we know, there's another Life is Strange coming out, for better or worse.
mm,
We'll dive into that afterwards. Uh, but
I assume she'll be back for it. Like it's such a um yeah, it's a I suppose unless there's scheduling conflicts with another Horizon game. I know that is it there are other Horizon games in the works. I'm not aware of when they're
mhm,
supposed to be coming out, and I don't think any of them are fully officially announced as of yet. Um, Please correct me if I'm wrong. I do own the first Horizon. I was saying earlier, I started playing it at a time when I was like had full open world fatigue, and I've just never went back to it.
fair.
So it is a it is a franchise that is pretty much passed me by in terms of like the hype factor about it. The only thing I know about it is that whenever they release one, um, something else that is much more hyped comes out like the same week. It was
Mhm.
like Breath of the Wild for the first one and Elden Ring for the second one. So I don't know. Maybe there is a third one that's supposed to be coming out really soon. Maybe it's coming out like November 18th, and then Grand Theft Auto is just coming in like boom. Like, but I assume she will be back for Life is Strange.
Well,
Is no confirmation, but
yeah, that's the
nope,
thing. I
like,
was
she confirmed it.
Did she
oh,
confirm
she's
it?
not coming back. Oh, okay.
Because I know she didn't do, was it Before the Storm? Because I think that was the strike?
It was during the strike, so the person who voiced it for Before the Storm was going
No,
to
she
do
is
it.
for Before the Storm, but she's only
No.
credited in one episode of it. So I
Yes.
assume
The other
another person.
episodes
But yeah.
are, yeah.
Yes. Um, a new project she's doing, is called I'm Happy You're Here, which is a mental health comedy show for adults,
I
like
say
Mr.
I
Rogers'
feel like
Neighborhood,
I've
but
heard
for
of that, yeah.
adults. Yeah.
Mm,
So I guess that's what she's been doing.
right.
Um, Now let's talk about a quote she said the other day, and I'm not kind of happy. I'll see what you guys think of it. But someone reported that she will not be back.
Okay.
Um, so the original voice for Max will return.
Mhm.
Um, but so Ashley Birch, um, was quoted in saying, um, "It is a great thing if developers use AI to make things easier in gaming." And that's what she was recently quoted in saying.
Now, is I would be
Yeah, did she
curious
mean
what
like
the context.
coding? Like,
Yeah, like
or did she
So
mean such a weird thing for a voice actor specifically to say?
yes.
Like,
yes, and this is what these people were writing on, and that's
Mhm.
why I'm weird. Um,
I mean, I feel like in that case, I'd wanna be like, what is the full context of that, right? Um, because that sounds also
okay.
like a very short quote, right? So it's like,
Yeah,
did you
and
take this out of context?
yes, they did, and they kind of did, because as I'm reading more,
Mhm.
um, so
This is why Harry
she
gives the pillars at the start of the news podcast because we will never take things out of context just to get some views.
yeah, and so, like, I'm reading more, and it says, "She said how AI can be a great thing with some caveats, but goes on to say, um, it's useful for behind the scenes, but not to replace artists or writers, etc., etc."
okay,
So
yeah,
I mean, and that
so
is,
whatever site I took the first quote from,
yeah,
don't
they're
go
just
there.
trying to get
shame on
views.
you. Shame on you.
Mhm.
Um, 'Cause I'm looking on yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's valid. So I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I have a friend who he does a lot of coding work. That is his business, and he works with some pretty big partners. Just so that I don't like dox him and everything, I won't say what they are, but we're talking like multi-million, if not multi-billion dollar like corporations that he works with, right? So and he has said, he's like, yes, I do use AI in some of my work, right? And he's like, but that is he's like, I still have to know the work. I still have to know what's being coded. I need to be
Yeah.
able to like go back and do it. But does it save time in actually writing out the code step by step by step? Yes. Does it make him more efficient in some of the work that he's doing so that the stuff that's very like sort of basic and like repetitive is done so that he can troubleshoot the other big things and make sure the quality control is there and all that? Also, yes, right? So I think yes, there is and I don't think anybody would fully argue this. I think there is a space where AI can be helpful and it can help, with efficiency and all that, but I think you still need to know what it is that you're doing. You still need the human element. You still need, all of these other pieces, and it shouldn't take out the creative aspect, right? I think that's, and I think we've talked about this before too, where it's like I'm okay with, it doing the the sort of repetitive task, right? Or the things that don't require as much like, creativity, but the creative, the art, the story, all of that should still have the human element, right? But if it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, write the code to make this character walk 5 steps before we insert the cutscene that we've hand animated or whatever, right? Like fine. Yeah, cuz I have seen how long it takes sometimes to just get the character to walk 5 steps if you're trying to build that code like, step by step, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, that I can see where you might want a little bit of help with that. Fine. I get
One of
it.
the examples actually Birch actually gave in when she was talking about it was potentially using it to help clean up like mocap footage
Mhm.
so it can be
Mhm.
more easily imported into the game. And I'm like, that's a fun, like, I don't know anything about mocap, and I also don't really know anything about game development. But if you could use it for something like that, that's a
Mhm.
great use case to me. That's because
Yes.
that's something where you've still got an actor in the mocap,
Mhm.
you've still got devs there who are then using that footage. It's like a step in between that's probably
Mhm.
really annoying and like really labor intensive, and you can just help it clean up with that, and then it's
Yeah.
in the game, and then the artists and the developers and the animators can more easily use that. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, you
Mhm.
tell me you're doing that with AI in your game. I'm
Beautiful.
not. I do
Great.
not have a problem with this.
Mhm.
Like,
Um,
eh,
Yeah. Okay,
see
so, question with AI. How do you feel about, like, in the game Arc Raiders, where to they hired voice actors to basically make sounds and record words and stuff like that, to then have the AI process it for the voice lines that are in the game,
I
no.
am.
Eh.
This is slippery slope
right?
territory.
Yeah. I
Right?
feel like that's
Mhm.
Um,
very gray, because 'cause you're still paying the voice actor to do something, but then later, say you wanna make another game, say you wanna add more dialogue, you're not paying that person for their time because
Right.
they've already so,
Mhm.
yeah.
I feel like that's that thing, and
What
we
protections are in place for those voice actors if
mhm,
someone from that company uses that to make them
For
say
something else.
something
Mhm.
terrible?
yep,
Like where the who owns the rights to that piece of that voice actor's work
yeah,
Mhm.
if they get bought out? So that if the team behind Arc Raiders got bought out by a larger company, um,
mhm,
are, can they just use that voice actor forever? Is it a really limited use case defined for that game specifically because to make it more dynamic? It's absolute. I actually just think I'm fundamentally not okay with it. Like, I know that the voice actors who are
Mhm.
involved would have agreed to it, I
Mhm.
assume. and
Yeah,
signed
I mean,
up,
they
and
agreed
I
to it.
hope
They
there
signed it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I hope that there were protections in place for them. Um, but yeah, and then you just get into like a bigger company doing it or a different company doing it,
Yeah.
Mhm.
or we'll just go with voice actors that will agree to allow us to do this so that you are
Hmm.
then cutting other people out.
Mhm.
I just I don't like it. I
Yeah.
don't like AI being used for human endeavors, and I
Yeah.
especially don't like it when you you think about what people are doing with AI on the internet. Don't think about it too hard because it will make you fucking livid or
Mhm.
extremely depressed or both at the same time.
Mhm. Both.
I like
Mhm.
people will do that without your consent, obviously.
Mhm.
If you're giving a company consent to do what they want with AI of your voice and or likeness, no.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
So
like
so I dug deep to see where this quote came from,
Okay.
and it was with a interview with Eurogamer.
mhm,
Okay.
It came out in March of last year when um there was leaked footage, AI footage of Alloy when Sony was engaging with an AI version of Alloy. And the employee asked the AI a bunch of questions, yada yada. And so Eurogamer asked her like, "How do you feel about this?" Because
Mhm.
Alloy is, um, and I guess the demo that they gave didn't reflect anything that was currently in the development of that game.
mhm.
Um, it didn't use any of Birch's performance. So none of it was their facial or voice data
Mhm.
because Gorilla owns Alloy as a character.
Okay.
But still, I feel worried. Not worried about Gorilla specifically or Horizon or my performance or my career specifically. Even I feel worried about this art form. Like game performance as an art form being taken over by AI. So, at that possibility, it makes me sad. It hurts my heart. It scares me. So, the quote that I found that Chloe's not coming back
Mhm.
used this quote from the Eurogamer
Yeah,
inappropriately, out of
unforced.
context.
Yeah.
Of
Yes,
course.
because if you read this link, and I'll send it to Candy to put with, it goes on that she's fighting for what we have to do to protect the future and longevity of this career we all love so much. So, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so it's people trying to get clicks and
Oh, yeah.
attention,
Yep.
by painting her in a not so great light.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
like, "'Cause there's uses for it. This is not it."
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think anybody with 5 brain cells will say, "Yes, there are uses for AI, but within reason." And, I don't think any of us have ever said there's no room for AI ever anywhere, right? Like, there is space for it. There is a use for it. There is I'm not gonna say a need, but yes, it can make things you know, more efficient. It can make things easier, but it shouldn't replace the human element and it shouldn't replace anyone's own critical thinking, right? So, unfortunately,
Yes.
an article like that may not have had much critical thinking. It was just, how do we get clicks?
And
Maybe
especially
they got
because
AI to write it,
Mm,
you know, and they were just the AI, the AI just took what context it wanted. Please stop using AI for creative endeavors, and please
seriously.
stop just saying "Grok is this true" underneath people's tweets. Just fucking look it up. Like, just like Jesus Christ, exercise a modicum of one self fucking respect and two just slight curiosity for the world around you. Like,
I do like when Grok goes against the point that they're trying to prove though. I love that.
oh yeah, that's fun to watch. But yeah, just like if
uh,
just being like, "Grok, is this true?" It's like, what? Fuck off! Like just look it up. Like,
I I feel like Twitter has just become a cesspool of AI crap,
Yes.
mm,
Agreed.
and I haven't been on Twitter for probably 2 years now.
yeah,
I couldn't. I For a multitude of reasons, it's not my place to hang out.
Mhm.
Um, but I don't think any type of just platform where you're reading sometimes just the internal thoughts of humans is a
yeah.
Mhm.
some thoughts should just stay internal, friends.
Some
Hey,
should absolutely stay internal. God knows sometimes
you
I
don't
have
have to
thoughts
say
that I
everything
say
out
that
loud.
should be internal.
And instead go see a therapist, please.
Yeah.
Please.
Grok is
Yes.
not your therapist. Don't ask
Yes.
Grok to be your therapist. Don't ask AI to be your goddamn
No.
therapist.
No.
Like,
Rock is
No,
not
do
your
not do that.
therapist. ChatGPT is not your therapist. Please.
Mhm. No, please don't do that. Yeah, no, Twitter is a Twitter's a whole nother cesspool of stuff that we could like absolutely go on rants about. Um,
Mhm.
may- maybe for a future episode. I mean, I'm still on it. I'm also on Blue Sky, and you can see the difference.
yeah,
I will say, it seems like there are finally some more um mostly indie developers that are finally making the leap
moving.
off
Yeah,
of Twitter. And I understand that for a long time people were sort of afraid to make that leap off because and to their credit, at one point there were a lot of different types of social media that were popping up saying we're going to be the next like Twitter. Threads is obviously still around. Blue Sky is making improvements to really truly compete with Twitter. For a while I think there was like Mastodon that people were trying to promote, and there were all these different ones that were popping up saying like they're the next Twitter, and I think people didn't really know where to go, and I think now
yeah,
there is much more stability in like, yes, Blue Sky is sort of competing. Threads is also there, although Threads has its own sort of weird things that happen. Not and I don't want to say weird bad, even though it's owned by Meta, but um you kind of end up in these circles of people just being like, hey, where are my like 30 plus gamers at? And then nobody's actually talking about the things that they're playing. It's just everybody looking for like a community of people, but then not actually having a
A follow for
conversation.
follow, pretty
Yeah, it feels
much.
very
yeah.
follow for follow. Occasionally you can find people that are talking, but you're like sifting through so much muck to get there. Um, so Threads could compete if that sort of resolves itself. But Blue Sky, I think,
Mhm.
has had a lot more growth, and you can see the shifts in the way that people are moving. Like I saw a few posts the other day where it was like a lot of indie devs being like, "Hey, we're on like the blue app," or however they're saying it, right? Or they'll be like, "We're also on this app," and they'll put like like a an emoji of like a sky, a cloud, and a butterfly, right? So that way they're not actively saying what app it is, so it doesn't get suppressed, but they're trying to work around it. So it's interesting, but yeah, Twitter's a mess. Don't just ask Rock for everything. What is amazing to me, and I say this to my students sometimes, and I say this to friends, right? We have the information of the world at our fingertips. You just have to know how to like look for it. And it doesn't actually take that much, but I understand that unfortunately so much media literacy is dying or dead, right? But like this little device will get you everything you need to know. You just
No.
need to know how to use it.
I remember going to and this is maybe, like, aging myself, going to the physical library.
How
Yeah.
Like,
dare you talk about that relic of the past that has aged me?
picking
No,
up
libraries are great.
picking up
Bring
a
back
freaking
libraries.
encyclopedia
Yeah,
and doing research for projects in
Mhm.
elementary and middle school.
yeah.
And now, my child puts in, "Show me pictures of cats," and,
Mhm.
like, boom,
Yep.
boom, 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 and I'm
Yeah.
like, you can buy I have, like, books about cats, like, I as much as, like, technology and stuff is amazing, and I love it, and you know, we need it for everyday existence.
Mhm.
Bring back going to the freaking library and opening up a big ass encyclopedia and writing it down in a wide ruled notebook,
Yeah,
or
you have to.
photocopying it for 50 cents,
Mhm.
however much 5
However
cents
much
or
yeah.
however much it was.
Do people just not appreciate the smell of a library anymore?
Oh,
Like the smell of books is one of the best smells in the world.
It
Also,
is.
most libraries now will let you like rent video games and stuff. Go to
Yeah.
your
they'll let
get a library
they'll
card.
let
Go to the
you rent
library.
li
Like,
they'll let you rent Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
You can
spent
get
Mhm.
so
portable
much
Wi-Fi.
time
Yeah.
in the
Mhm.
library when I was, and I think it. Well, again, I think in the UK, most libraries in the UK, the Wi-Fi is probably free. Um, but you can go. They also have PCs. You can just sit and
Mhm.
work on a PC in the library. If you
Yeah.
need to study for something for school or for college or for uni, go to the library. Smell the books. They will permeate into you, and you'll feel better about life because everything
Mhm.
is better when you are surrounded by delicious books. Like,
You know,
Yes.
that's fair. I will say so I know we said we were gonna talk about Life is Strange, so I'll actually use this as a way to pivot into Life is Strange. When I was playing the most recent Life is Strange Double Exposure, there is a scene where you have to go look up stuff in the library, right?
Mm,
And I remember being like, this is so unrealistic because in no world would some university student or university faculty, because I can't remember what Max is at that point, right? Would they go into the library and individually look up to find the year that this guy died? Because I think that's what you had to look up, right? I was like, we would whip out the cell phone that we have and Google that information to be able to progress in this thing, right? And I just remember being so irrationally angry because I was like, this is so unrealistic, right? Like, no, this game is supposed to, like, this game makes people feel emotions and it's all this and it's all that, right? And I am Max Caulfield. I have powers, right? But I don't have the ability to whip out my cell phone to look up when this Parsons guy passed away to get into somebody else's cell phone. Like, make it make sense. I was like, this is ridiculous. I have powers, but I can't use a cell phone. I have a cell phone in my pocket as Max, and I can't use it to Google something. I was like, you were just bloating out this game by making me look through all of these books when I'm just trying to unlock bro's phone right now. Or it was either the phone or the computer, I can't remember. Um, but it's just so funny, like, thinking about how libraries get used, and I don't even know if they had computers in that library. It was just books. And I was like, "This is not realistic. This is not a library in 2025. Like, what is this? Like, excuse me, Life is Strange game. What do you think you're doing?
how dare you? How
How
dare
how
you?
dare you?" It was just one of those things that was so frustrating because 'cause I'm like, "You gave this character a smartphone. You didn't give me a reason why her smartphone doesn't work right now, but I can't Google this bit of information. But I could look up everything else with other people. I could sit here and I could text Moses and I could text this person and I can do this, but I can't look up this one stupid thing." I was like, "I hate this." I have a lot of really strong feelings about the Life is Strange games, and a lot of really strong feelings about the most recent one, as in I think it was kinda garbage. Um,
No, you've not played Bloom and Rage though, is
I have
that?
not played Bloom& Rage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I have not played that one. But I've played Life is Strange 2, True Colors, Double Exposure,
Yeah.
Before the Storm, and the Adventures of Captain Whatever, like the
I
sort of
suppose
prequel to
it's
Life is
not
Strange 2.
like it's Bloom and Rage is not a Life is Strange game. It's the
Yeah, it's
same.
not in
It's
that
obviously,
universe. Yeah.
yeah, it's Lost Records, Bloom and
Mhm.
Rage. I actually really, which I really enjoyed
I do wanna
when I
play
played
it.
it. It was fun.
Yeah. It's on my list of things to play, but everything in the Life is Strange universe I have played so far. And I gotta say, and this is where I think it might be a hot take, um, I think Max and Chloe are kinda the fucking worst.
Don't
And I
know.
know we're going back, but I'm like, "Y'all are kinda the worst."
My hot take is that I have very little opinion on Max and Chloe because I thought the first Life is Strange was boring as shit. Like I was like,
I
I don't care about this teen drama that you're setting up here. When the town is there's obviously some really good writing in there.
Mhm.
There's some really important moments, and it talks about like some very like important subjects, but the pacing was all over the place, and I think by about halfway through it, I was like, "God damn, I'm so bored." Like, I was like, "I don't care about these characters," presumably because they're kind of the worst. And by the end of it, I was just like, "I'm not even going to go back and clean up the fucking achievements in this game." I was like, "God damn, if I never have to look at this again, I'll be happy." And like when people love them, people are so into them. They're like, "Oh my god, life's just like." People get so excited. This is where Mark, we can have another argument. Let's go.
Yeah,
Like
because I
I
I
know
know
he
he
loves
really
them.
enjoys them.
Yeah, and I'm like, again, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. They're obviously just not for me. There's something about them that just doesn't do anything to my brain that gives me joy. But when people are like, "Oh my god, Life is Strange," I'm so hyped. I'm like, dog shit game, bro.
I mean, here's the thing, I played it and I was like, "I see why people enjoy it, I do." And then I felt like and Life is Strange 2 is my favorite, and I talked a little bit about that on the last episode, right? But I thought True Colors was also very good, right? And I even thought Before the Storm, even though I can't stand Chloe, I thought Before the Storm was good, right? But there is something, and maybe it has to do a lot with Max, but there is something about the dynamic between Max and Chloe that I'm like, I cannot deal with it. And I was very excited and spoilers. And this is I say spoilers, but people knew about this because they were pissed about it with double exposure. I was very excited that Chloe was not part of double exposure, right? I was like, great, great. Like maybe Max can really come into her own, right? And that's what I was hoping for with playing double exposure. And I was like, "No, she is still as much of a pushover as she was before. It's just now somebody else is pushing things." Right? And that was like very I was just like, "Come on, girl, like pick it up." And then there are these moments and these glimmers where she starts to do that. And then she'll do something that I'm like, "We just took 5 steps backward in your like growth and progression." I'm like, "Why are we doing this?" Um, but in the first Life is Strange, right? There are just these moments where I'm just like, "You keep calling this girl your best friend, but she's kind of awful to you," right? Like and I get that it's unrealistic for someone to be
Mhm.
like, "I have these powers where I could turn back time," right? But then Chloe keeps being like, "Well, prove it and prove it again and prove it again," right? And if you get like one thing wrong, she's like, "Well, that didn't happen. So basically like that didn't happen. You're lying to me." And it's like maybe she just said something wrong. Maybe, like, it's like this tiny little thing. And then there's the scene where she's like, "Okay, well, now I'm gonna shoot this gun off and you can do this thing." And Max, like, is bleeding and passes out. And then as soon as she wakes up, Chloe's like, "All right, do it again." I'm like, "You just watched your friend pass out from using this power too much, right? And you shot yourself in the stomach because you're an idiot, and she turned back time so that you don't shoot yourself in the stomach. And then you're like, "All right, now do it again, even though you passed out from using it before." I'm like, "You're awful. You are awful. Like, maybe care about your friend and her health and her well-being. Like, what are you doing? What? No. No." Like, I would if someone was like, "Oh, you're awake now, do it again." I'd be like, "Fuck you. Absolutely not. Why don't you know what? You do it." "Oh, you can't? Sucks to suck, huh?" Right? And obviously Max is never gonna say that to her. Uh, but I was just like, the abuse that she's taking at the hands of this girl. And look, I get it. Chloe is
They're
struggling.
teenagers.
They're
They're
teenagers.
also teenagers.
They are teenagers, but me as a teenager, like, I would never. Right. And I think that's why I have a hard time with it. Right. I was, yeah, okay. Yes. I was a little bit confrontational as a teenager because I was like, I'm not taking shit from you because of X, Y, and Z. Right. And more often than not, I was the person who was, like, trying to I'm not gonna say stand up for everybody because it definitely wasn't everybody, but if you were, like, close to me, I was and someone was, like, treating you bad, I'd step in, right? But, like so seeing this, like, dynamic between them, I'm like, "Y'all do not need to be friends with each other. Y'all need to be as far away from each other as possible. Like, this is not healthy." right? And there is nobody then that steps in and says, "This isn't healthy." I'm like, "Wow. Wow." And Chloe is awful to her stepdad, and I understand that there is tension there, but and then you see and I was like, "Maybe there's something that we're missing." But then in Before the Storm, she's just as bad. So I'm like, "You never actually gave this man a chance." And I understand that there's grief and there's all this other stuff, right? But I'm like, "You're awful to him, and then by proxy, you're awful to your mom who is just trying her best." And I'm like, No way. No way." Like, I'm like, "No. No." Like, okay, then get out. Like, you think you're big bad, get out then. Like, go live your own life. Oh, no, you're not doing that? Like, I don't have the patience for it, right? And I get that that's not the upbringing that I had, right? So, it's hard for me to step into that, but I'm like, "She's awful, and I don't understand why people love her, and if you give me the choice in this next game again, you better believe that I am killing Chloe." I don't care. Like, I don't I'm like, "Yup, Chloe's gotta go. You're not supposed to be part of this timeline, boo. Get out. Done." Every time I will make the same choice over and over and over. People are like, "You save the Bay or you save Bay." I'm like, "That girl ain't Bay. She gotta go. Done. I'm over it." I cannot stand her. But I can't stand Max either, so I'm like, "Can I get a story without Max?" The stories without Max have been so much stronger, in my opinion.
Um, I'm pretty sure Ashley Birch chooses Bay, B-A-Y.
As she should.
Yeah. I mean, that is the objectively correct choice, yes. Like,
Mhm.
I understand, and again, I have no real emotional attachment to these characters because I just thought the game was really boring. But like, uh, there's not there's not a lot of people in the world that I would sacrifice an entire town worth of people for.
Mhm.
um, because that's I know it's like it's the trolley problem. It's just
Mhm.
that this is just the trolley
This
problem. The
is
game.
100%.
But you know, morally, the trolley problem is like you sacrifice one person to save the many. Like
Mhm.
that's just like it's not actually that much of a moral quandary if you think about it
Mhm.
for more than like 5 seconds. It's a moral quandary for teenagers or people
Mhm.
that think they're really deep. It's like
That think that's the key. They think they're
yeah,
really deep. Mhm.
yeah. It's like because there's people there. They have families. They've got kids. They've got like you
Oh,
know. It's not sometimes you just gotta. I mean, obviously you don't. This is never going to happen to any of us. I don't have any magical powers, but
no, nope.
like,
I have none.
hey, hey, and but yeah, no, my hot take is not as ranty as Candy's hot take. It's just that I kind of think that the first Life is Strange is boring. Like,
No, I mean, that's fair, and as I played it and I know people are like, "You have to save Chloe." I'm like, "No." Because the other thing is everything that Chloe did brought her closer and closer to a life where she doesn't live, right? And I'm like, she made her choices, right? Like she decides to get a gun, right?
I
She
do
just
feel like you're being particularly harsh on a
because
troubled teen in
I
this take.
because
Like,
at
to
this
Brett's
point
point, they are teenagers.
they
Do,
are
do
they
teenagers not
absolutely
deserve a second chance if they fuck up?
Chloe has like
Like,
20 chances. That's I think my problem is that Chloe has like 20 chances and I'm like I have had friends who are kind of like Chloe and they did not make these decisions that Chloe makes. And I was just like, "Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so you decided to work for the sketchy drug dealer and you decided to have the gun and you decided to take this money." And like I'm like at almost every turn you have made bad choices. Like and then there are people who have not quite made so bad choices that don't get the second or third chances that you get, right? Like in some playthroughs, you don't get to save Kate, right? Because your choices that you made maybe don't save Kate. And I'm like, Kate didn't deserve that, right? Kate is, she made a mistake. She didn't make multiple mistakes, but yet you may not be able to save her and she ultimately jumps off the roof of the building, right? And I'm like, that is a character that maybe needs a bit more saving, right? I'm like, Chloe making mistake after mistake after mistake. I'm like, you never want to learn. And when you try to call Chloe out on it, she's basically like, well, I'm not going to blame myself for my choices. And I'm like, bitch, that's part of growing up. Learn to blame yourself. What do you mean?
Mhm.
Like, so you don't want to learn and grow. Well, if you don't want to learn and grow, you got to go. Like, no, no. So her coming back, I'm like, am I going to I'm going to play it because at this point I've played the rest of them and I've streamed all of them. But I'm just like, am I going to hate play this? Am I just going to get the opportunity to
I
get
think
rid of
you're
her
gonna
again?
hate play this. Like you're absolutely gonna hate. As soon as Chloe comes up on the screen, you're gonna be like,
Ugh.
You're
"I
gonna
hate you."
you're like, guys, I can't record for a while. Punched a hole in my monitor.
That's why we have
I'm
multiple
playing.
fuck,
monitors
fuck
and
this
multiple
bitch.
cameras.
Like,
Multiple monitors, multiple
like,
cameras. We're good. We're good. If I break one, I got a backup. Actually, I think I have like 3 cameras. I have another camera somewhere, so we'll be fine. We'll be fine. No, I'm gonna play it. I really hope that they do something positive with the character, but if we come back to the same nonsense, right, I'm gonna be so, like, annoyed. Because like, in Double Exposure, some of the characters around Max were good characters, and I wish we had more time with them, right, than some of the characters that we spent time with, and I'm just like, "Come on," like, there were there were good characters that then I felt like were kinda underused, right, or that I'm like, I would have liked to have seen more of. Um, so they have the ability to write these good characters and to do things with them, and I'm like, but then I kind of feel like we're just falling back to like, oh, well, people really the last game was bad. People really liked Chloe. Let's bring Chloe back. It also feels like this is it also then feels like the last game was basically like, let's fix the timelines because we really just want to put Chloe back in the game. And I'm like, so you gave us a whole game just to bring this girl back. I don't know how I feel about that. It feels like Marvel casting Robert Downey Jr. again because you didn't have faith to continue a series without your big name. And I don't love that. Just don't love that. I don't know.
yeah, I do think it's kind of weird that they give you like the whole point of the first game is a very distinct moral choice that you can
Mhm.
make, and then in the subsequent games, it from what I am seeing because I have not played,
Mhm.
um, but the next game with Max in it, they basically just canonize the fact that she chose Chloe as opposed to choosing the town.
So it you
Is
get
is
to
that correct?
you pick
Like,
so you pick what you did or what you think you would have done if you don't have like the save files. Um
yeah,
so you can so it'll ask you like I think it's asked like did you sacrifice her? If you say you didn't sacrifice her, if you say that you saved Chloe, it's basically
yeah,
like, well, you all were friends or, a romantic couple, and then you drifted apart and you grew apart, so Chloe's gone. If you say that you sacrifice her to save the town, then there's like a little bit of dialogue and stuff where it's like, oh, like I lost this person, um, and I kept in touch with like the mom and there's like journal entries and stuff that sort of fill the gaps, right?
yeah.
Um,
So
but
how is the new one, which is supposed to be a direct sequel?
uh-huh.
How is she there? I'm so confused. Like,
Uh
like
So spoiler-ish territory. Well, definitely spoiler territory. Um, in Double Exposure, there are 2 timelines that are happening, and
makes sense.
Max is going between the 2 timelines.
Mhm.
And I won't tell you all the stuff that happens along the way, but ultimately, the timelines are merged together by the end of the game. So,
Oh, so your decision in the first game meant jack shit.
meant jack
Is
shit. Yes.
Oh, okay. So
Ultimately,
I'm
by
probably not
this
gonna
game, it
play
means
any of these
nothing.
again. Like, um, mm, this is confirmation for me that maybe the original writers of Life is Strange aren't that good at writing. Like,
So,
like
ultimately, your decisions mean nothing because now we've merged the timelines so that so I know in the trailer, because I did watch the trailer for the new game that's coming out, right? Chloe basically says, like, I have memories of 2 lifetimes, like, how could that be possible? And I wanna say, "Bitch, you don't have memories of 2 lifetimes because in 1 lifetime, yo ass died. So you got memories of 1 lifetime, okay? What do you mean you got memories of 2 lifetimes? One of them you died. What do you mean?" But, yeah, so, yeah, ultimately, it's like, your decision didn't matter, and I know a lot of people were upset with double exposure because they were like, "Well, I decided to save Chloe, and now she's not even here." Right? And that's why I feel like it was like, "Oh, we know people love Chloe, so we need to bring her back somehow because the series, has been taking this sort of downward turn." Because I think people didn't I enjoyed True Colors. It definitely was not as big as, like, the first Life is Strange was. But I think some of that was also the way things got released and so forth. Um, and she, um in the in like True Colors, there is tangential relation to like the first Life is Strange game, because the character Steph was like someone who knew Max and Chloe, and she talks about knowing somebody who's like a weirdo. I don't think she outwardly says that she knew somebody with powers, but she does like refer to like weird things happening because the character that you play as, um, is very much like, oh yeah, like I have these powers and can open up to the people in the game. Um,
There's
s
7 games?
there's
That's what I'm realizing, there's 7 games.
wait, so there's the first Life is Strange 2, True Colors, Before the Storm, Double Exposure, this new one that's coming out. So what's the 7th?
And the Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which goes as Chris's story.
Oh, I I guess that's a separate I don't think of that much as a separate game because it's so short.
They're
Um,
considering it as one.
yeah, I guess so.
They're
Uh,
considering it as one because I guess decisions you make in that one
do impact Life is
affect.
Strange too.
Mhm,
Mhm. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. That one was See, I feel like Life is Strange 2 and True Colors are much better storytelling-wise, but I think and it could be that personally, those are themes and moments that felt closer to home and felt easier to relate to than things in Life is Strange 1 with, like, Max and Chloe, which is probably why I'm so harsh on
Mhm,
them, right? And again, some of that could be that, like, and I've think I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast before, where it's like growing up, I had to be a little bit more responsible because I had to help take care of my younger sister and things like that, right? So I think sometimes when I see these decisions that these characters make and like how they keep making bad decision after bad decision, I'm like, you're an idiot and now you deserve this, right? Like, what is
mhm.
wrong with you? Um, whereas then like in Life is Strange 2, again, there's that I have to take care of this younger one and I have to be responsible for them, which obviously is going to hit very close to home. And that's not even dealing with like the racial tensions. And then in True Colors, there's a lot of like emotions that you're dealing with, navigating people's emotions, navigating dealing with uh, an aging person who's sort of losing their memory. Um, there's the relationship between I can't remember her name now, uh, and the brother. Um, there's like small town living and how people deal with that. And there's just all these themes that feel, I guess, more relevant. And it could also be the age that I have played them at, right? So they feel like stronger storytelling than just a teenager who makes bad decisions. But then when you get to double exposure, Max is now older and still doing stupid shit, right? And still being a pushover and being walked all over. And I'm like, so you never grew a spine. You literally have powers, but you still never grew a spine. Like,
It's
what is
two
happening?
different studios, right? Don't
I think
Nod
it did
made the
become.
first and second,
Mhm,
and Deck Nine made Double Exposure, and they now own the IP for. Well, they don't know it. Square Enix owns it, but Deck Nine is the people that have made all the subsequent ones, and will be
mhm.
making the new one.
Yes. Yeah, so
So
Dep
maybe Don't
9.
Nod were like, we don't want to go back to these characters. Like they're done. Like and Deck Nine are like, we don't know what to do. The other one that we made didn't sell that well, so we can only go back to these
We can only
characters.
go back. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
did Before the Storm, which is like the prequel.
Yeah.
They did True Colors, which again, I think is a very good one. But
Mhm,
I don't think it sold as well. Um,
mhm.
and then it's the remastered collection, Double Exposure, and now this reunion one. Um, but again, I think Alex is the main character of True Colors. Um, you know, I think it was very good. I'm just looking at it on Wikipedia. It's like it received generally favorable reviews. They praised the game's characters, writing, story themes, voice actings, and animations, but criticized the pacing, repetitive environments, and lack of impactful choices. I I don't think that it's that they didn't have fully impactful choices. I feel like with True Colors, it felt much more this story is just within itself, right? Which in some ways I think is good if that's what you're jumping into for a Life is Strange game. It's not It doesn't matter what happened in the other games. It's not sort of relevant. It feels much more like it's telling just one story. And I feel like the story, like I said, the themes and the writing is really good with that one. Obviously, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Double Exposure, and now Reunion are directly related because I don't feel like I can't even say impacted anymore, right? They're directly related to each other because your impacting your choices really didn't matter at the end of the day because Chloe's still back no matter what you did. Like, so it's not impacted. It's all the same. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. Um,
They're trying to make a TV show.
ugh.
They've been talking about it, I guess, since 2016. Um, when it was first being talked about, it was supposed to go. Hulu was supposed to do it with Shawn Mendes as an executive producer and overseeing the music.
Okay.
Now, since September, Amazon and MGM took it over. They're looking to produce it for Prime Video, and Charlie Cavell is listed as a showrunner. They did End of the Effing World, um,
Oh,
That was
I
Law and
kind of
Order
like that show.
UK,
Oh, okay.
um, Whitechapel,
I love that show.
I
That's
haven't
a
yeah,
seen
great show.
Whitechapel.
Chaos, Chaos,
I've not seen that.
um, yeah,
One episode of Whitechapel made me not be able to sleep in my own house for like a
Mm,
week.
okay.
mm.
Terrifying program. Like,
Okay. I mean, I've
oh,
seen
now
End
I'm
of the
thinking about
Fucking
it.
World.
Oh no, now I'm thinking about it.
See, okay. I have seen End of the Fucking World. And if it's the one with they're two teenagers, right? Um, but again, I think what I liked about that series is they kept making bad choices, but at the end of the day, they got what was coming to them. And there weren't people that were upset about it, right? Whereas like when Chloe gets what is coming to her because of her bad choices, people got upset and decided to save her instead. And I'm like, "Hello, she made bad choices." Like, "Hello." But maybe if they do make a show of this, she'll get what's coming to her.
It was like if Candy was in Life is Strange, it would never even get to the choice. She's just laying out a teenager. She's like running up, drop kicking Chloe, just like fuck you, I hate you.
Literally, I'd be like, "No."
Like,
Be like, "We not playing this game. No. Nah, fam. You you keep doing shit." And I know a lot of people are like, "But look at how good she looks." I'm like, "So because she has fun colored hair, that's a no. No. That is not a reason to love her. Absolutely not. No way."
what do you think of Life is Strange? Like,
I liked it, and I'm a Bay over Bay type of
okay,
person too.
BAY or
Um,
BAE?
BAY over BAE.
okay,
Um, yeah, because like you said, it's the theory of the train.
okay.
Mhm.
Like, and I played it on stream, I believe, if I remember correctly. I played it after playing it the first time when
Okay.
I chose Chloe over when I played it my first time,
Mhm.
I chose Chloe over the town.
Mm.
But when I played it on stream, I chose the town over Chloe. So I've seen both endings. Um I I feel like you know how we talk about some shows shouldn't have sequels or
Mhm.
some movies
Yeah.
shouldn't have sequels.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think these extra if we're like it feels like beating dead horse at this
Yeah.
point in
Mhm.
some of them. I understand um and I've never played any of the other games. True Colors, I do want to play, but I feel like that is its own story in its own.
It
So I
is.
don't feel
Mhm.
like it's like a part 2 blah blah blah.
Mm-mm.
Um Now, what we talked about in last episode, we were talking about how we really like lore and we really like, just history of things. And I feel like that's what Before the Storm does and Life is Strange 2 does for us.
Mm.
But I feel like Life is Strange should have just been a longer, in my opinion, a longer game.
Mm.
Don't get me wrong, I really like the game. I feel should have like been a longer game, or there should have been more information like Before the Storm
Mhm.
should have been
Mm.
placed in Life is Strange.
Fair.
And not necessarily like you have to read it. It's like, you know, you could that option if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like go and learn about that stuff. Because I just feel like, you know, we mass produce like these games part 2, part 3, part 4, blah 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 blah. And you're like, okay, some developers and writers hit it out of the park on
Mhm.
their second and third games. I mean, Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2. Okay, we've got some great ones there. But like, ugh, I don't know how I feel about this new game because it's like, well, if you're basically going against everything we did in the first game,
Mhm. Why?
are you making it because people are mad?
Yeah.
Why are you choosing to make it? So that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. I and I said this even when Double Exposure came out. I was like, I kind of wish you would have not revisited these characters,
Mm.
right? Like, and I think especially, and I played them mostly back to back to back, right? So, um, I didn't wait the years in between the games. I played them all. I think last year was when I played all of them, right? So, I went right from Life is Strange to Life is Strange 2. No, I went Life is Strange to Before the Storm to 2 to 3 or True Colors, whatever. Right? So, and again, some of it could be the age that I have played them at, but I think that's why for me, 2 and
Mhm.
True Colors are such better characterizations, better stories, right? And they are very self-contained, right? Again, yes, you may run into characters from like the first Life is Strange, but you are not missing anything if you didn't actually play them and it doesn't impact the rest of your choices. Um whereas like now these are obviously directly related to everything because you're playing the same character.
Mhm.
You're dealing with other characters, you're dealing with the fallout from double exposure, you're dealing with all of that, right? And for me, I feel like I need something redeeming about these characters to want to revisit them, and I have a really hard time finding something redeeming about these characters with what you've given me so far to actively want to revisit them,
Mhm.
right?
'Cause I don't feel like there's an arc
There's
for
not an
Chloe.
arc. There's not an arc
Yeah.
for Chloe, right?
And
And there's
and
not really that much of an arc for Max either.
and I don't feel like every character needs an arc.
But
Like
your main one
that's
should.
not but your main one should, or something,
Mhm.
something,
Yeah.
in order for us to revisit or want to revisit.
Mhm.
And I don't feel like there was.
No.
So that's why, like, killing Chloe was not that hard.
No, the people that tell me that it was hard, I'm like, Why? Why was it
The
hard?"
first time, yes. The first time, yes. The first playthrough, yes. It was difficult for me. The first time, it's because 'cause I'm an extremely big empath. I didn't get to know people of the town, so I didn't care, but
Mhm.
I got to know Chloe, and I'm like, "Well, maybe if I love her, she'll change." Okay, I've said that about men before, but, um, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
Yeah, you
That's my
cannot fix
problem with
her.
her. You can't. You can't, and that's my problem with her, that I'm like, she doesn't if she had changed, and this is why I say, like, when you try to call her out on the one moment where Max, pretends to have a spine and calls out Chloe and is like, "Well, maybe these are, like, disasters because of your own doing." And she's like, "Well, of course I'm gonna blame my dead dad or my stepdad," or whoever it is that she blames in that moment. Because she's like, "If I don't blame them, then who am I to blame? Yourself. You are meant to take an introspective look at yourself to figure out, like, why you were acting the way that you were acting and doing the things that you were doing. You want to act like you were all grown. Well, then take a look at yourself,
Yeah.
woman." But she doesn't want to. And it was like, it was really in that moment where I was like, "Oh no, you got to go." Like, there's no redeeming you. Like, you don't want to have this conversation. You don't want to do this. Like, okay, fine. Then, and then even when Max continues to try to save her from making bad decisions, she's like, "No, Max, no." I'm like, "Okay. Okay." Then
I
you
f
are inching yourself closer to death.
I feel like we could use the excuse, and I'm not gonna let it happen, but I feel like we could use the excuse. She was a child with a child brain thrust into adult situations where
Mm,
she had to use her child brain to make adult decisions, in which she was not mentally developed enough to make smart decisions. I could say that, but isn't like what is it? Lunacy, like the same trying the same thing over and over again, hoping for what's that word? Like it's like hoping for the same result.
mhm. Yeah.
And I feel like that is both Max and Chloe.
Yes.
You would think after Max has saved Chloe how many times that she'd be like, well, you know. And the same with Chloe, like she keeps making bad decisions and bad things happen. Maybe I shouldn't do bad things anymore,
But she keeps
but we're
doing
not
it, right.
learning.
We're
Yeah.
not learning. And I feel like that is supposed to be part of, like, your I think they're, like, in high school or whatever at the time of the
Yeah,
game.
it's like a boarding school or something.
Yeah, which I remember when I was playing it, I was like, "Is this a high school? Is this a college? Is this, like, a pre-college?" I don't fully
Yeah.
understand. Um, but it I'm like, you're older, right? So you're
Mhm.
late teens, right? You're also well, at least Chloe is driving, right? So I'm like, okay, so let's say at a minimum you're 16, right?
Mhm.
Yes, you are still learning and growing and developing and whatever, but you can also, right, learn and make different decisions at 16, right? And she just refuses to time and time again. And at this point, Max has already proven to you her ability, right? So if she tells you, "Don't go into the school because like this will be detrimental to you," and you tell her, "No, Max, I'm still going into the school because I know better." Bitch, no you don't, because Max already saw how this plays out for you and you're just not learning. And you just don't care to learn. You decide to be, headstrong, and sometimes headstrong gets you in trouble. And with Chloe, it just about always gets her in trouble, and yet she doesn't make a different choice. And that's why I'm like, and that's why for me, I'm like, where is the redemption for Chloe? And I'm like, I don't see it. And again, I understand that she lost her father. I understand that she lost her friend, right? And I completely get it, and I understand grief, right? And thankfully, my dad is still here with me, but I have lost friends and stuff like that. But I'm like, I would not continue to then make these decisions that would be detrimental to me. And at some point, I'd be like, oh shit, I am my own worst enemy. Maybe I should listen to someone who is sitting here trying to help me because she can even see into the future. And yet it's like, nah, fam, nah. I'm like,
Mhm.
why are you like this? Why are you like this? What's wrong with you? Like, okay, all right. And I
Mhm.
for me, it was easy to just be like, bye, Chloe. Cool. Bye. See ya. Peace out. Um, I don't know. She's also a very self-serving character. And I'm like, I I don't want to be bothered with you. I'd rather s- I'd rather spend time with Kate. I'd rather spend time with Chloe's mom. Chloe's mom is out here like hustling, working at the diner, like trying to take care of things, trying to mend bridges between her new husband and Chloe is like, "No, cuz he's just not my dad." Okay, yes, he's not your dad. Like he's never going to be your dad. But like maybe you could give him half a chance when he tries to apologize at times and she's like, "No. No." I'm like, "Okay. All right." Instead you
Yeah.
steal his gun. Beautiful. Love that for you, Chloe. Great. Like, if you think everybody else is the asshole, maybe you are the asshole. Like, just maybe, Chloe. Just maybe a little bit.
So Chloe is older than Max because Chloe isn't a student at Blackwell. Chloe just is a townie that knows about Blackwell because of her stepdad. So Max is a senior in high school because I'm looking at Blackwell Academy, and it's
Okay.
only for seniors.
Okay.
So only seniors in high school go to it. It's kind of weird, my opinion. It's a
It
boarding school
it
that
feels
only
like a
seniors.
junior college then, almost.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're prepping kids for. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like art and science and it's for seniors only. So it's just really confusing. Um, but Chloe isn't a student because she's older. Because if you remember, um,
Well, didn't she get kicked
she
out?
got kicked out. She got kicked out. So what was it, a year or two before the game started? Because she was Rachel's age,
Mhm.
and Rachel's been gone for 3 years.
Yeah, so in on Wikipedia, it says in Before the Storm, which is set 3 years earlier, players control 16-year-old Chloe, which means by the time you meet Chloe in Life is Strange 1, she's 19 years old. She's 19 years old and can't learn from her mistakes.
Yeah.
None
I
of
have
these
no
people
sympathy for you.
are written as if they're that age.
They are
Like,
not. Well,
which is
and
weird because they're
again,
written by adults. Like, I'm
I
so confused.
well, so then
Like,
there's 2 ways to think about it, right? Because then it's like, is it that adults don't know how to write teenagers and make them even more the only word that's
oh
coming to
wait, no,
mind
we
right
can
now is
blame the
pathetic.
French. We can bring it right back there. We can blame the French. Don't know who's French, right?
Yeah,
They are a French video game developer, yeah.
yep.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
yeah. So they're all assholes because they were written by French people. It makes sense now.
This is what the French
Like,
people think of
Okay.
Americans.
Okay.
Yep.
Put 2 and 2 together. I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
we've done it. Yeah, we've done it. We've done it.
We broke the
Like,
code.
they think there's nothing wrong with this behavior because they're French. Like,
I
we
meall
love the
don't know
French,
about y'all,
but
at
obviously, like,
19 at 19, were you making decisions like this? Because my
I was in
decisions weren't
uni.
great.
I was in second year of university
I
when I
plead
was
the 5th.
19. I was making bad decisions, but not
But were
Yeah.
they this bad?
not
My decisions
not
were like staying out past curfew and like hanging around with dumb people.
Yeah.
yeah. I
But were
was
you
drinking too many Jaeger bombs,
Mhm.
and drunkenly like climbing trees and stuff on the way home. Uh,
Yeah, were you stealing from your friendly local drug dealer? Because
I
I
think that
wasn't.
generally speaking, well, one, stealing is wrong. Stealing from a drug dealer at any age, PSA, children and adults, is a terrible fucking idea. Like, like, don't do that. like, yeah, steal from the supermarket, and just because they're like a big corpo and they can, and you generally it's for stuff that you need. Morally there can be okay stealing. This is just advocating crime. I'm sorry, but like if you're stealing from Nintendo, it's not really stealing. But like if yeah,
But
try not to steal things. Um, don't steal from criminals. Generally speaking, is a
mhm,
bad idea.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean, it's just it's not good.
No,
If you want,
it's not.
mm,
Just just yeah. I just that's why I say, like, you know, at 19, and I thought she was younger, so now it's even worse that she's 19, right? So now I hate her even more. It's like
yeah. To be fair, I thought they were all significantly younger. Again, I
right.
don't have like a lot of memories of this game, but I was like, no, they were all young, right? They were all pretty
No,
young. They were like
no,
14, 15 tops.
no,
Like,
even worse. So she doesn't wanna learn from herself, she doesn't wanna take that look at herself, she doesn't wanna do anything beneficial in her life, like, she she does the unfortunate thing, the hardest part for me about killing Chloe is the impact that it has on her mom. That's to me, that was honestly the hardest part because her mom and we only see it a little bit, obviously, because her mom's not like a main character, but you can tell that her mom is trying so hard, right? Like she's like, "Max, can you talk to Chloe?" Right? Like, she's working, she's doing all these things. She's trying to balance her own happiness and taking care of her daughter, and it's really tough because her daughter acts like a little piece of shit a lot of times, right? And I'm like, I feel so sorry that you have had to lose your husband and now your daughter, right? Because you don't deserve that grief, right? And that to me is the hard part about getting rid of Chloe. But then on the flip side, I'm like, oh, but if I save Chloe, do I lose her mom? Which her mom deserves a chance at happiness, in my opinion. But I just have very, very strong anti Chloe thoughts.
My question is, they were best friends
At one
before
point,
Max
yes.
moved away
Hmm.
with a 2-year gap.
Hmm.
It just I don't know.
And I get that 2 years can feel like a lot when you are a teenager. I do get
Like
that.
like that 14, 16, you're like, "Mm." But I guess there was 5 years. So there's 5 years between their contact. So when
14,
Max left,
12.
she was 12, which would lead Chloe to 14.
Hmm.
Mm.
That feels like 2 different.
I will say the other thing about this, the timelines don't always seem to make the most sense. Um, because it when you play Before the Storm, it almost feels like Max has only been gone maybe a year, if that. Um, because Chloe becomes very close with Rachel very quickly. Or it feels like it's very quick, and I'm like, "I feel like you have some dependency issues." Like, I don't know how dependent you were on Max at one point, and then you become very dependent on your friendship with Rachel. Um, but I feel like the timelines are a little bit weird, but I also understand that, yes, a few years when you're younger feels like a long time if you don't speak to the person that you say is your best friend, right? And again, it could also be the age that I played this at because I have someone who I have been best friends with since elementary school, right? And there was a gap in time where I was the one who moved away, right? And she stayed where we were. And there were times that we did not speak for a long time and there were times that her and I disagreed with the things that she was doing, right? And the behaviors that she was doing. Obviously, I don't have to sacrifice her because I have no powers, right? But we have, like, come around. She was in my wedding, right? I actually saw her a couple weeks ago, right? So it's like you can reconnect and grow and pick up where you left off. And even if I don't see her for months at a time, we pick up where we left off and it's great, right? Known her 30 plus years. But I do understand how when you're younger, it seems like a long time and it's a little bit harder to do that. But it feels like when they are, like, reconnected, it feels like they almost like, Chloe almost wants nothing to do with her, and then all of a sudden wants everything from her. And I think that's also why I feel like Chloe's kind of an awful person, because I'm like, you keep blaming her for leaving, right? But I'm like, she was like 12 when she left. She can't decide not to leave. Yes, she could
Mhm.
have been better about keeping in touch, and we can absolutely blame Max for that 100%, right? But you have to you then can't go from like, "Well, I'm mad at you that you left," to be like, "Well, use this power and do this and do this and help me solve this and help." I was like, "See, you are so self-serving in ways that it is brutal to watch." But the so yeah, I think there's just so many reasons that I don't like Chloe, and I wish Max would like stand up for herself more, and she never does, even as an adult. And I'm like, "You went through all this and you still don't stand up for yourself by the time we meet you in double exposure?" Like, "What? Hello? What? Where's the girl power? Like, what is happening? What happened to you?" So, yeah, I just have a lot of thoughts on these games, and I will still play the next one. Um,
You could play it,
thankfully
you're gonna get mad about
thankfully
it.
well, I'm gonna say thankfully right now, and nobody better make me do this, I will not be the one to review it. I'm calling it right now, I'm not reviewing this game. Um,
Yeah.
somebody else can.
No, but yeah, Mark did it. Mark's super excited.
Yeah,
Mark's
yeah,
super
yeah.
excited.
But I'll still play it, and I'll still have
He
lots
loves
of
him some
thoughts.
teen drama is the thing. So I think that's which I think is great. I
If
I obviously just don't. Like I'm
he loves
like,
some
oh,
teen
go
drama, I
ahead.
need him to play, like, a good
Like
game like Persona.
Yeah. Maybe it's just maybe it's because I was a teenage girl. I got enough teenage drama, teenage
Yeah.
girl drama when I was a teenage girl. I'm like, I don't care about this teenage girl drama. Get out!
Mm.
Get me out of here! Like,
Been there, done that. Over it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Over
Mm.
it. No.
I've got to say, I did actually quite like Lost Records, Blooming Rage though.
I do wanna
It's
play Lost
it's
Records.
fun.
Oh,
It has compelling characters. They make decisions that make sense considering their age and like what they're going through.
that's what I
Um,
need.
yeah.
That's
The main
that's
character's
huge.
like super into moths. I'm just saying, like
Okay,
she
but do
loves
they
a
like
moth.
Mothman?
Well, she has her own little like stuffed moth, but it's called Moth Girl, and it's like a little Mothman, but it's like a little girl Mothman, and it's like it's cute. I love it. Yeah, it was fun. It was a
So
fun
she's
time.
one of us. That's what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's much more about just like a group of like sort of misfits in a town, like who start hanging out and they want to start a band, and they're like, it's a fun time. It's a fun time.
Okay.
I
I mean,
won't
it is
spoil
on my
anything from it.
it's on my list of games to play. Um, who knows? Maybe I'll do that on stream so that people can see my reactions, and if I hate anybody enough, I'll get lots of people that get mad at me. But if you say they make good choices, or not good choices, but age appropriate choices, and it's compelling
Yeah,
story, then it should be fine.
yeah. They're teenagers. They do stupid shit. We all did stupid shit when we were teenagers. But yeah, it's not like at no point was I like, oh my god, these people are like insufferable. Like
Fair.
it's like, oh right, okay, this is the dumb shit you would do as a
As a
teenager.
teen,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I think they're younger because again, I didn't know the guys in Life is Strange for the age that they were, but yeah, yeah, they're definitely younger. So
Okay.
they just do.
So that'll
Um,
be okay. So I will play Lost Records in the nearish future so that we can talk about it.
mm.
And I know we've talked about this maybe off camera, but I also think you both should play Stray Gods so that we can have a musical episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely, I'm down for that.
And I know this is maybe now the second uh, one in a row that we've actually had like game wrecks, but Boom and Rage. and Stray Gods. And then we can have themed episodes. And maybe I won't be so ranty and angry about a bunch of teenagers.
They're all 16 in Bloom
Perfect.
Rage, which I think is a much more reasonable age to be making stupid decisions. Um, and none of them are remotely as stupid as some of the decisions in Life is Strange. Like,
Are they going to get them killed by a drug dealer who's pissed at them? I'm gonna guess no. I mean, maybe, who
I'm
knows?
buying Stray Gods right now.
Yeah. I feel like you will really enjoy it. It's it's a lot of fun. The music is actually very good too. Music is very good. Um, you get to hear some wonderful voice actors singing. Um, oh my god, I can't think of her name now. From Critical Role, Ashley. Oh my god, Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Ashley Johnson.
Ashley Johnson. Laura Bailey, I think is the other one who's in it. Um, Erica Ishii is in it. Um, if you get the
Okay, well then
DLC,
I'm sold. I'm
so
sold.
if you get the DLC, you should play the main game first and then the DLC. Erica
Mhm.
Ishii, they have a larger role in the DLC, but very, very good. I've played all of it. If you want all the different lyrics and stuff like that, you do have to play it more than once. Um, but a really fun game and not long either, which is good. Um, so yeah. Then we'll have a musical episode. Do you think
hey,
do you think we could somehow get Addie on our musical episode?
absolutely. Just tell him he has to be on it. Tell him it's the law.
Feel like we want to do a musical episode, so we
Yeah.
need we need the greatest showman on it.
Realistically, we would probably have to tell him he can't come on it or to stop him. Like, if we're having a musical episode, he's just gonna be here. He's just gonna be in the studio. Like, hey,
I'm here. I'm gonna be
like,
like,
I'm here.
I don't have an outline for you ready.
I heard you guys were talking about musicals. I'm here. Like,
So valid, so valid. So that's some stuff to look forward to. Um, especially now that you've purchased the game, and I'll purchase Bloom and Rage afterwards so I don't mess up the camera recordings when I open up other screens on here. 'Cause the number of times that I'm like, "Oh yeah, I can't open things on that screen." Um, but yeah. Any final thoughts before we close out?
Mark, I am sorry that I do not like the games that you like. I apologize. Um, we
I
do not
do
have
like
to
the
have a fight
games.
about it.
I do
Like,
like them. I
Yeah.
just don't like the characters, but I do like the gameplay. I do like the narrative and just yeah. Yeah. Life is Strange is one of the few things
Yeah.
Mark and I can agree on. I can't break that. I
yep.
know right now he's playing Tell Me Why, which is also a really great game.
Oh yeah. It was free for a bit.
Mm.
It's free every June. It's been free every June for Pride Month.
Okay. Well, that's probably when.
Yeah. So if you want to pick it up, I think you absolutely should pay for it if you have the expendable income. But I know that especially if you're in America, people only buy like 2 games a year. So if you don't have expendable income, pick it up in June on Steam and play it. It's
Yep.
really good. Um, yeah, I saw on Twitter he said he was playing it, so I was like, I hope he enjoys it. But that's it for today. I know we're like really close to the 2 hour mark. These last 2 episodes have been a little long, probably because I've just been very ranty. And this time I wasn't even ranty because I was having drinks. I just have coffee. The caffeine might have like hit, and it was just verbal diarrhea. Sometimes that's what
You
it
just
feels
hate that
like.
woman. You hate her.
I
Like,
do. And now that I know she's
Mm,
like in a legal adult, oh, ugh.
yeah.
now I know I can legally punch her. Like,
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. You're right. Oh my
I don't
god.
actually think you can legally punch people. I
Pixels,
don't.
but
I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know how the laws work in
what if I
different
just don't get
places.
caught?
Like,
I just won't get caught. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. But if you've made it this far, if you haven't turned us off after me spewing lots of Chloe hate, Thank you for joining us. Don't forget that you can catch the weekly news podcast where they don't hate on characters quite as much. They'll just, well, I say they will just hate on corporate execs, but I feel like that is a lot of what you do, V, where you're like, this corporation is the worst.
Yeah. They have a really pleasant time when I'm not there. They like show off their merch and stuff and just chat about things they're enjoying without me being like, do you know what's bad? Fucking capitalism, bro. Like
Listen, it is. It is. It's ruining things. It's ruining things. But and that's why you should support independent journalism and independent things like us when you go to gamersocialclub.ca to see our news reviews, guides, all that good stuff. And join the Discord. The link is in the description if you want to play some games with people, if you want to hang out, if you just want to talk about game stuff in real time. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share this with your gamer friends. Leave a comment on something that we did that was great. Tell me why I'm wrong about Chloe if you really feel like telling me why I'm wrong about it. If you can
And we'll
name
fight you in
something
the
redeeming,
comments.
listen. We will agree to disagree. It depends on what you say. If you tell me that she's fine just because she's hot, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong because there's plenty of other hot people out there, and you don't need to take that kind of abuse just because they look good.
you
But if
can't
you can
fix
give me
it.
something really redeeming, that's fine. I'm good with that. And if you're listening on Spotify, please leave us that 5-star review because we are rebuilding up our Spotify. So it'd be really great if you helped us out there if that's where you are. So continue to check us out. We'll be back next Monday with some topic. I don't know what topic. Usually it's just the vibes that we go on. But we will be announcing some ways for you all to get involved very soon. So keep a lookout for that. And we will see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye guys.